when it comes to free legal advice in personal injury cases, one of I think the misconceptions people have is they think of in a criminal case where you get a public defender and the public defender's free. And so you think, hey, if I get somebody else who's I have to pay for, that they're going to be a much better attorney. But the reality is in personal injury cases, successful personal injury firms, they want to find out if you have a case. And so their opportunity to get that information from you to evaluate, is this a case that they want to put their own money in, is something they're willing to do for free, because it is really the opportunity to find out directly from the source, what is the injuries, what happened, and is there a potential case? And quite frankly, if you have a successful personal injury firm, they're not hurting for a few $100 or even $1,000 to find out, do you have a case, and give you free advice. The first part about it is really what actually happened, where were they at, who were the parties that could be potentially involved. A lot of things that may happen on a premises, there could be a number of different players that were involved with the scene, or they may have responsibilities with the area. And so what we're really trying to do is discover as much information possible from them, and then be able to tell them who are the potential sources of basically pockets where you can get money from. Because at the end of the day, we have lots of people come into us and they tell us, hey, this happened, and there's just nobody that we can actually make a recovery from. So you might have the best case in the world, but if the person who's at fault has no money, your case isn't going to be one that we can help you with, and no law firm will be able to help you with. The one thing that we recommend for everybody is, if they do get injured and there's some concern there's not insurance, is there is a Harris County, depending on where it happened, there's a lot of different counties where they have benefits to victims of crime. And so it can help you pay for some of your medical treatment. It can help with some of the costs or damages that you have. But ultimately, if it is later determined that there is insurance, then they expect to be repaid 100% of whatever they've paid you. The biggest thing is that we handle cases of all different types, from brain injuries, any of your spinal injury cases, work injuries. And so what we'll often find is that we've been able to find other people or other parties that have been liable for it, where other law firms just simply said, well, I don't think you have a case. And so one of the things that we do is we actually investigate, significantly involved with, not just through your social media type things, but we do a significant investigation into who are the potential parties. One of the things that I started off in my career as I was working for the insurance companies. And so my biggest thing was being able to see behind the scenes who all potentially has liability, and the contractual liability that you may say, hey, this person doesn't own the property, they don't own the vehicle, but there could be a contract that holds them accountable for the actions of somebody else. And so, having worked on the defense and for the insurance companies, I've seen that. We've been able to identify those liable parties, whereas just somebody who may be a criminal defense attorney or a family law attorney, hear from your case, they may say you don't have a case because they just don't know the personal injury side of the house. They've never worked for the insurance companies. They don't know how to find the money for you. Brian Crockett, Bank on Brian TX. You can send me a message. If you have any cases, we'll call you back. Really, if you think you have an injury, if you think you have a case, we'll tell you if you do. And if we can't help you, we'll be able to get you to the right people who may. And that ultimately is just to tell you or answer your questions. Even if you don't want to sign up with us, the reality is we want to be able to help you in being able to understand what are your rights, what's the values of your cases, what is the value of your case, and being able to get you the answers that you need. Because the number one thing that we see is the insurance company is never going to give you the real information that you need. All they're going to do is work against you. My biggest benefit is just to give you the knowledge so that you can take that information and do what's in the best interest of yourself and your family.